Alright, boys and girls, and welcome to Gordon Guitar. I just recently found this great artist, Oliver Anthony, and just recently we had a song called Rich Man North of Richmond, but this time we have I Want to Go Home. So, what is really significant for Oliver Anthony, he sings with his heart, so it's very genuine. And it's very easy to play also, and that's great for a guitarist. So we'll take a look at this song, I Want to Go Home. Capo set on the 2nd fret. Alright, so we will have the famous 4 E minor, G, C, and D with some added notes to it. So let's take a look at the chords. Like I said, capo on the 2nd to match up with the sound here. So first E minor. So he'd like to add this extra note for E minor that's not usually there, but anyway, we have open E, 2nd A, 2nd D, open G, and now the 3rd B, and open E. So this 3rd E comes back here to the song very often. So that's E minor, then we have the G. So that is 3rd on E, 2nd on A, open D, open G, 3rd B, and 3rd E. Then we have the C. So it's played like this originally, and I'm gonna show you how to add notes that Anthony likes here for the song. So that is 3rd on A, 2nd on D, open G, 1st B, and open E. Sometimes he picks from the song, I'm gonna show you that as well, and then he adds the 3rd on E sometimes, and sometimes he adds the 3rd on B as well. And let perhaps the E be open at that scenario. So your little pinky could work a little bit around the 3rd fret there on the E and B string. And then we have the D. This is the standard grip here, so open D, 2nd G, 3rd B, and 2nd E. And then we have his signature playing here when it comes to the D. He likes to add the 4th fret on the G string to play 4th fret combined with the 2nd fret. And that's how it works, this D. Alright, so let's take a look at the strumming here. This is a song highly when it comes to the feeling here, so there are no like strumming pattern that works from the beginning to the very end. It plays by feel here, but I could give you one strumming pattern that is pretty much a foundation, so to speak, for this song, and then you can work around this. Not hit every down and up every time, and like that you can go by feel. The most important thing here is the timing of the chords, like they have to become in somewhat of our standard timing there, so to switch the chords. But anyway, let's go from E minor, and one strumming around could be something like this. And if you follow that, you could be very near the original kind of sound here. And you can also take away a couple of these downs. This is pretty much the maximum how much he strums here per chord. You could also go something like that. And then next chord. But anyway, let's take a look at this first version here. It was down, down, up, down, down, down. Okay, so down, down, up, down, down, down. Okay, and if you go like this, you can make some downstrokes over the full chord, okay, like I just did, but then some of these ups and downs could also be to pick just a specific string or a note you want to highlight. So for E minor, for instance, we have this 3rd fret B string added here to it. That could be to play something like so these 3 strings there in the end. replace the final 3 downs. Okay, so you don't have to go down and up and all that. You can pick from the chord, and that makes it pretty yeah, genuine and very close, and like that's just the way we want it. Okay, so E minor, something like that. It could be different all the time, and you just switch the chords in right timing, and that's it. Then we have the transition to G here, but sometimes he adds the F sharp note, so it could be E minor, then the F sharp, a kick to transition into the G chord, which is the next chord there. So with the F sharp, which is on the 2nd fret E string, it goes like this. And then G. So just emphasize the 2nd fret E string here, kick on the bass strings E, A, and D or so, and then you go into the next chord, the G. Okay, so G is played in the same way, same kind of style here, a couple downs and ups, and then you can pick certain notes from the chord. Usually it's, when you pick the strings and notes, it's from the lower portion here, the higher notes, the E, B, and G string or so. So it could be something like this. Alright, and then we go to C, and like I mentioned before, we had added notes both on the 3rd fret E string, but also on 3rd fret B string. So it could be something like this. With the 3rd fret E string, or there I picked the 3rd B string, and then open G, and then open E. So you can go either way, you pick from the chord. And then finally we have the D with the signature 4th fret on the G string. So it'd be, and so on. So 4th on G, 2nd on G. And you can also, if you want, go to the open G there in the end, because the open G will follow till the next chord next round, the E minor, which has the open G as well. So the D could be, alright, and then it goes like this, round and round, E minor, G, C, and till the very end there. It's a kind of an outro there, the last half minute or so. He goes back and forth between E minor, the F sharp, G, and then he plays that over again. Sometimes he goes back to the F sharp and E minor. So so on. Alright guys, so that pretty much covers Oliver Anthony's I Want to Go Home. A great song. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please let me know. Subscribe to this channel. And very glad I found this artist. He would for sure be back. So if you like his songs, make sure you subscribe to his channel. And until next time guys, play tuned.